Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, we're coming up on the end of the racing season. We sent Mike Kraft out to Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City. Really good racing. We just, if they've been following the show a week ago, they saw the modified action, and the young man from Happy, Texas won $5,000. Stellar field. Last place paid $700. So really good payday. And while Mike was there, we asked if Mike would be kind enough to do the USRA National Championships for us, and that would be the B-Mods from Lakeside Speedway. The Grassroots Racing Show this year, we have sent Mike to Arizona. He's been to Daytona for us, and we've sent him all over the Midwest area, and he's done a fantastic job for us, him and his wife,
I suspect
Judy.
he's taken longer trips than that. I asked him, we were talking racing, and I'm pretty slick at some of this. I throw in a question or two, and I say, you know, if you get 500 miles on a tank of gas, how many stops do you have to make to get to the sun? And he said instantly, 196,000. I think he's a traveler.
You think he's thinking of a
No,
trip
I
onto the
think
moon
he's
or to
been
the
out
sun?
there. I've watched him and some of these predictions he makes before these races. I've been watching. By the way, I notice there's more room at the table. And Glenda tells me that you're leaving the show. Is that right?
I'm leaving the show? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she said 1 pound at a time.
Oh, yeah, the old weight loss program. Yeah, I've been on the Nutrisystem diet, and I peeled off about 18 pounds or so.
Wow.
And I'm missing it. I'm missing the 18 pounds, too. But
Are you really?
I got to tell you, I'm missing the 18. Clothes don't fit the same as they used to. Got to have a belt. My pants slide down. It's just a mess.
Well, you're going to make me feel like Jackie Gleason next to Art Carney. But,
yeah.
Ed Norton and Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to start on a diet too then.
Well, listen, let's get back to some of the racing action here, because so far this year we have given some of the best racing. We've had photo finishes, and we have had a lot of races that have come down right to that last lap, and sometimes you've had a leader who's led all the way, and then on that last lap he makes that mistake, or somebody gets that surge who's worked his way up through the field. And I think we're going to see some of that in this USRA B-Mod event.
You know, with some of the work, and we get the feedback on this, with some of the work that Mike has done with these interviews and with his in-car cameras, you couldn't get a view if you were there. And
No.
You can't get a better view on major networks than what Mike is doing. It's really a great job. And the people out there that watch our show really appreciate the efforts that he makes. And we can't give Mike enough credit. He really does an excellent job.
No, he does. He does an excellent job for us, and I appreciate the comments that you've taken time to send messages to the Grassroots Racing Show, or sometime we'll be out and about and somebody will come up and say, you know, that Speed Vision's now no longer in existence, and your Grassroots Racing Show is about as authentic as you can possibly get, and it is. And just for what you've said, you put in-car cameras. We're shooting in Mike's converted over. We're shooting in HD for you so that you get the best of color. The announcers that we have used at the racetracks, when we tap into their sound system, they realize, of course, that this is going to be on television, and they've done a really good job of bringing home that Grassroots Racing program. And that's the whole name of the show, of course, is Grassroots Racing, because that's what we want it to be, is just exactly what you would see at the racetrack, because not everybody can make those trips, especially with the economy the way it is and fuel prices. So we're glad to be able to have the opportunity to bring that racing action into your living room, and we appreciate it. So when we come back, you will have watched the USRA National Championships from Lakeside.
Here we go, kids. Hang on. Logan Martin, the 36M car with Mike Higley, Chad Feather, turn them up off of turn 4 to full steam, and here we go. Easy does it. Down the back straightaway they head for lap number 1. Logan Martin in the 36M car, and here comes the 11 of Higley. Dan Hovden, the 16D car out of Decorah, Iowa, now in the number 3 spot as they continue to be 3-4 wide off of turn 2. Look out. Problems, hard contact on the back straightaway. Red flag is out on the Speedway.
Here.
Okay, so
We're fine.
red flag out here tonight, and I believe it's a 17A as we take a look to find a 17T of Shadron Turner, the 17A of Mike Striegel, getting upside down in the back straightaway. And we can report right now, race fans, the best news I can give you all night, drivers are all okay in the back straightaway.
Man, it doesn't get any better than this. You're watching the Grassroots Racing Show.
Green flag flies this time, and here we go. Logan Martin, but here comes Higley. And Mr. Higley in car number 11. Coming around off of turn 4. Logan Martin back on the lead. A tire rolling down the back straightaway, and you can see it just going into turn 3. Well, apparently that tire didn't get the memo that if you come on the track again, you'll be replaced as a cone. Logan Martin, Dan Hovden, the 16D, the top 2 right now. Higley, car number 11, though, looked very strong again as they come off of turn 4. We're back racing. Chad Clancy, the 21C car, trying to get into Hovden off of turn 2. Forget that. But you better look at Higley, because here he comes again in car number 11 alongside of Logan Martin for the lead off of turn number 4. Logan Martin holds him off. High side to low side action hit tonight. And now you see Higley claim the top spot and now dives to the bottom groove off of turn 4. And you've got a new leader in our USRA B-Mod A main feature. Which 17 is in third? Thank you. Shadron Turner coming from row 4 on the inside. Started 10th on the field. Has climbed up to 3rd. Logan Martin 2nd. And Mike Higley your leader. Chad Feather battling farther back for the number 4 spot with Dan Hovden in the 16D car. And the advantage again remains Hovden. J.C. Morton and car number 18 now trying to get in the mix as well with a 77 car. Working his way forward as we stay green flag racing. Here tonight, Doug Keller trying to hang in that top group as we set off at turn 4. Nick Newton, the 3x3, started in 19th. And here comes Nick, the 3x3 car, right there with the 21C of Chad Clancy. Everybody getting some space now. And spaced out and gone. It's Mike Higley in car number 11. Higley brings him around off of turn 4. Lets the car roll up off that bottom groove. Logan Martin keeps pace. Then you see Shadron Turner, your top 3 in a 17T. Martin now getting a full head of steam, starting to get that top side figured out. and dialed in. As Martin now rolls right back up on Higley as they come up on a lap car. Here we go, slider move. Ah, no, that won't pan out.
Logan's trying to set up a pick and roll.
Logan Martin, high side again off of turn 4. Lonnie Flanagan, I believe that's a 7 car. Most of the body panel's missing off of that. Looks to be sandwiched now in between, indeed, as Higley puts Flanagan in between he and Logan Martin. And Logan Martin says, I don't think that's going to fly, as he pulls right past and remains in second. Back into turn number 3, and off of turn 4 continues to be Mike Higley showing the way. Coming up now on Tim Shields in the 42T car, and they dispose of him off of turn 2. Back in third remains Shadron Turner in his 17T. Your top 3 cars here tonight.
You're watching the best racing action on television, the Grassroots Racing Show.
USRA B-Mod feature.
Oh, Higley got sideways.
Higley just crossed up a bit, but Logan Martin unable to take advantage. Watch this again off of turn 4. How will lap traffic play into this? It's going to happen here before long.
This is Dan Wall with Fuels for Racing, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
The fence, they are bouncing and bagging. J.C. Morton and Conover 18 now coming up through. Logan Martin now on the point. Back into turn number 1. Higley back to second. Higley very loose, getting into turn 1. Shadron Turner in third. J.C. Morton in fourth. And then you see that 3x3, Nick Newton, your top 5. Well, Nick Newton getting the hard charge, coming from 19th now into the top 5. And here we go, a lead back. Higley goes back around. In Conover 11, Logan Martin will battle right back now, reeling him in. Here we go, kids. The laps are winding down, 26 laps. When they come around, we'll have 5 laps remaining. A very entertaining USRA B-Mod feature here at Lakeside Speedway. Martin will dig back on the inside. Logan Martin tries a slider move. Higley, get out of my house. Now 3-car length lead into turn 3. As they will come to lap number 21. Yellow flag is out as we've got a car spinning in turn number 2 down to the infield. Hell, they could have stayed green, couldn't they? And lights are out. Mike Higley's race to start. Rolls the field into turn 3. The McCarthy Auto Group B-Mod feature event with 4 to go. They dropped the green flag, and we are back underway. Higley breaks out 4 car lengths. And I mean, he checks out and he is trying to put an exclamation mark on this one as he enters turn number 1 here on lap 22. You got debris in 4.
Got a cone laying out here in the middle of 3 and 4.
Got a cone out there.
Yellow down, yellow down.
Well, debris on the speedway again in turn number 4, and guess what it is this time? As Mike Schrader again, green flag displayed, we're back underway. Good to go down the back straightaway into turn 3. Higley, Logan Martin. And here comes Nick Newton in the 3x3. Nick Newton, does he have enough left from 19th? Newton in 3rd, but he's not going to catch these two as we come to the white flag. This is it, kids, 4/10 of a mile. Higley into turn 1, high side. Logan Martin, a slider move. Higley will come right back at him. Ha ha! Take that! Yes, indeed. He saw it coming. Logan Martin will give him one more shot. Hard into the wall, but he will come off at turn 4. Mike Higley will win your USRA B-Mod feature. Wow, Mike Higley, who started 2nd, Logan Martin, who started on the pole. What a feature we just saw here tonight as Mike Higley will come to victory lane, your feature winner of our McCarthy Auto Group USRA B-Mod feature and the $3,000 payday here this evening.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. Hope you've enjoyed the racing action from Lakeside Speedway USRA B-Mod finale. And man, that was some excellent racing.
Those guys got started pretty early with the heavy racing there, didn't they? Lap 2?
Yeah, the car flipped, and you flipped cars before?
No, never have.
Right. Got pictures that we're filming, of course, as we always do almost always do at the Kansas Auto Racing Museum in Chapman. So if you come into the museum in Chapman and go through the museum, you'll see some pictures of my brother's numerous flips where his cars are flipping. And
paste my picture. He pastes my face on
over
one of those. That's how that happened.
Yeah, and unfortunately, over on my kiosk over there, I see I've got a flip scene from 81 Speedway in Wichita, and wasn't my fault.
That's why you kept your picture in it.
Yeah, that's why I kept my picture. It wasn't my fault. Yours was a single car accident. Yeah. All by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the USRA B-Mod racing action was just fantastic at Lakeside. And after that initial flip, and by the way, there was a lot of contact, cars wrecked, and it really looked bad on screen. But everybody survived. Everybody was okay. Cars were damaged, but that's a part of the racing. And that's one of the good things that we have seen with racing now, is that it's a lot safer than it used to be, because here in the Auto Racing Museum we have some of the midgets, some of the early cars, and they didn't even run a roll cage. They didn't even run the sissy bar, as they called it.
Didn't even have seat belts.
No, didn't even have seat belts. And as you remember when you started racing at the old Plaza Speedway, some of them were just chaining themselves into an old bucket seat, and that's where the term bucket seat came from.
They were buckets. I mean, depending on your size, you got either a 30-gallon bucket or a 55.
Yeah.
You know, so the guys with the 55-gallon buckets, they were willing to fight. The guys in the 30-gallon buckets, not so much.
No, they had to stay in the car pretty much, keep the car going.
Yeah.
not stop and get out and engage.
That's Leon Spain and Tom Wilson. But
yeah.
Anyway, I heard after this race at Lakeside that this Mike Higley has been nominated for Dancing with the Stars. Did you hear that?
No, but you know, he would be a perfect one to do that, because that victory celebration that he had where he was on the roof of his car, now that's a pretty good indication he's got a good pit crew, because if you're also the pit crew on your own car, you're not dancing on the roof.
I'll bet you there's a better indication that it wasn't his car.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be, because we see that all the time, and we cringe when you see a victory celebration and then the guy does a burnout and the smoke comes off of the engine. What that means is he's not buying the engine or paying for that engine.
That's right.
Or like NASCAR has the big sponsor event, and they don't care because the parts are going to get sold to somebody anyway.
And as you know, after being in the Craftsman Series, they don't mind crashing your truck after the race if there's a problem with another driver.
No,
So
that's right. Hope you've enjoyed the racing, and thanks for watching the Grassroots Racing.